Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Week 4 edition of Extracurricular Activities. I'm your host, Headmaster Red, joined by our guest tonight, which is Castle from Team Ambition Black. You want to say hello, Castle?
What's up, guys?
Okay. Secondly, we have Dohos. Wait, what's your in-game name? Isn't it
Donna.
Stunna? Yeah, Stunna from Kung Fu Cats Augusta for junior class. How's it going, Stunna?
What's up?
I'm gonna call him Dohos because that's how I know him. And then our other guest is Minute Militia from CB Ibiza. He's not here right now. He's making food, but he'll join us when sophomore comes around. And then we had a no-show. Unfortunately, we had CB Accelerate, but I guess he didn't show up. So I'll be largely driving the freshman power rankings from here. And my guess they don't know much about the other leagues, but maybe they'll comment on the logos or something like that. But anyway, jumping straight in to Division 1, we have Big Duck Entourage in first place, tied for first, TD Shadow. Third place, Raw Enhanced. Fourth place, Infinite Solo Queue. Tied for fourth, Hyperion Galaxy. Sixth is Snack Bears, and Nameless Revenant, seventh. Now, for my perspective, the league is very straightforward. Everyone just kind of falls into where they're supposed to be, and PVS and I largely agree. Our biggest disagreement is who's on top, right? And I think that would be, I personally think that's BDE. They've proven that they're 3-0 so far. And TD Shadow, while still undefeated, I don't think their quality of opponents are quite as strong. So, oh, wait. We have a late guest joining us. Hello, Accelerate. You actually made it just in time.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
I did make it just in time. Yeah. Sorry about that. I was streaming anime for someone, and then I lost track of time.
All right. I mean, you didn't have to admit that on stream, but it's fine.
No. Weebs unite.
Okay. So I have Division 1 power rankings up right now. Can you see them?
I can.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're a freshman representative. You can also speak on sophomore a little bit. But as our freshman representative, how are you feeling about these power rankings for Division 1?
I think for Division 1, this is pretty accurate. I am surprised. I thought Nameless would do a little better. But no, this is pretty accurate. I expected BDE in the top spot.
Yeah. Okay. I think most people did, considering they kind of brought a team that was the best of their two teams they brought last season.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those teams made semis, I believe. So not surprising to see them on top. TD Shadow, obviously, always a very strong team. In fact, TD has never missed a finals in RA. So for all of their teams. So get your early predictions out. Either they break the streak this season or they continue it, and that'll be fun to see. But any final?
If they don't make it to finals, they got to go through us.
Oh, okay. Because you're making it to finals, right?
Yeah.
Right. Once you get a roster.
Yeah. Once we have a full 5-man roster that's available on any weekday ever, we're making it to finals.
Okay. So, usually what we like to do on this show is that we talk about the team's strength in each division, and then we have a player we'd like to highlight. So, from this division, who do you want to highlight and why? I'm putting you on the spot here. Go ahead. You can pull up the master sheet.
No, I don't need it. Honestly, can I highlight two people?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's for me. I'd highlight Fishing and Prevail. I feel like no matter what team they're on, when they're playing together, they're just like it's very tough to face them from like an IBS standpoint. So those would be my two.
Okay. Was there any surprises this week? I don't think so, right? It was like RAR 2-1, BDE 2-0'd, and TDS 2-0'd. So the teams that are on top are winning, and they should. But there is an important matchup this week: TDS versus BDE. So that'll determine who is solely in first, and that'll be fun. We'll talk about we'll do a little predictions later. We'll do no. Do predictions later. Do predictions later. But okay, so everybody pretend like you didn't hear what he said, and we're gonna move over to Division 2 for freshmen. And at the top, tied for first, Shogun 2077 and E7 Pearl. Now, maybe some changes need to be in order. These power rankings were made before today. So just keep that in mind. They were made at the end of, I think on Friday, after Friday's games were over. So E7 Pearl probably dropping down a little bit, gonna be honest. Just for no real reason. But Shogun 2077 kind of solely in first. Are you surprised? Accelerate.
Yeah, I'm surprised we made it this far.
That you made it this far? You have no confidence in your team? Oh, okay.
I have no confidence in that we have a team.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess you wouldn't be the only team on this list that could say that. Right?
Our starting mid laner had apparently dropped from our team, but none of us were informed, so we just thought he just wasn't available on Fridays. And then he told us last week when we were like, "Hey, can you make it on Friday?" He's like, "I'm not on the team anymore. I dropped." And we were like, "Oh, nobody told us." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't have time." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So it was
okay. Nice. Big matchup this week. It's gonna be the stream matchup. It's Enigma Unknown versus Shogun 2077. Now, in my revised power rankings, I would have these teams 1 and 2. Who do you think takes it? But no bias. Well, actually, you know what? We'll talk about predictions later. But are you excited for that matchup?
I am. I think last week was tough with Goon Squad and us not having anyone playing their actual roles and everything just being a little wonky. Our top laner also wasn't here on time, so we just had a lot of stuff going wrong last week. And it's easy to make excuses, but hopefully this week we won't have any of that weird stuff going on. So it'll be our true test of playing against a team that's not at the bottom, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. You're saying every other team that you played so far is dog, and you're ready to play a real team.
No. I mean, we faced QG
we heard
and
it. It's fine. I got it now.
They're 0-2, right?
No, you said what you needed. It's okay. So highlight player from this division. You want to highlight Shogun 2077's ADC?
No.
Okay.
I'm poo poo. I'm gonna highlight our support, Tem. My man is cracked. So I'm his number one fan.
Okay.
That's right. I'm the president of the Tamari fan club. We're accepting applications if you guys are interested.
Okay. Yeah, I think you are. It says it in your name, right? Tamari, number one fan. So yeah, not surprised. Okay. Well, any final words before we move on to sophomore?
No, I mean that's pretty much it. I will say, I think GSG is a little slept on. I think if I don't know if I know we're doing predictions later, but if I'm doing power rankings, I would have them as third and then E7 as fourth.
Gotcha.
And then us and Enigma.
Well, yeah, I think the power rankings changed a little bit as of today, so it's a little outdated. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, even with what happened with E7, I think that they're still one of the better teams.
For sure. Okay. On that note, let's move over to sophomore. And now Minute Militia can actually introduce himself. He's back. He's done making food. Hello, Minute Militia. How's it going?
Hey. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on today. It'll be a blast. And my food was fantastic, so well prepped.
Cool. I mean, you're patting yourself on the back. That's a little weird. I don't think anyone really asked, but thanks for letting us know.
I do have a question for a minute before we start, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hit me up, Doug.
Hey, Minute. Is the Church of CB open this week or what?
Oh, dude, it's open every day. Just come on up and give praise, and we'll be ready for you.
True.
Okay. So, Minute, How are you feeling about
Yes, sir.
the sophomore season so far?
I think it's good. I've never been in RA before, right? I've done plenty of other leagues, so I've been impressed at how well it was run. So just, compliments to you guys. Obviously, I don't have to do that, and I've had issues with leagues in the past, but I really think you guys are running a good ship in that regard. I think there's been some surprises too, which makes it exciting going into in the last couple weeks of the season, especially teams like it's a TRA Revolution. I don't know what their org is. Revolution. I got friends on Revolution, and they are. I don't know how to say, like, they're struggling, obviously, and they're a team that should be at the top level. And when you have those kind of teams that are struggling internally, it's always going to be good for the middle tier teams to be able to get up and compete at the top level. And I think we're seeing a lot of that this early in the season, which, I mean, who doesn't want a competitive league with parity? So I'm having a great time.
Okay, great. So moving straight into Division 1, we have Fever at the top. Tied for second, TT Passion and Collective Calamity. Fourth, DZG Elysium. Fifth, Red Panda Cubs and Literal Monkeys Water. Seventh, Zenigma Singularity. And the eighth, Donut Shop Glazed. Now, I will say that if I'm not mistaken, that the highlighted game of this week is between Zenigma Singularity and the Donut Shop Glazed, seeing if they could turn their seasons around. But we also saw a result come in this week. Yesterday, actually, Fever and TT Passion played against each other, and Fever took that series 2-1. So, knowing all of that information, Minute, Accelerate, do you think how would you change these power rankings?
Accelerate, you can go first.
All right. So I think Fever stays at the top. TT Passion second. Collective is third. But then I'd put Literal Monkeys Water fourth.
Oh, so you still think TT Passion second, even though they lost yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can have it's gold, right? So you can have like off days or just, draft gap, jungle gap. Minute knows about jungle gap.
Yeah, we do that every day.
So things can go wrong, but I do think that they're still a strong team. I'm surprised that Litmon is so low, though. I do think that team, even on paper, like they might not be the best. Like as a team, they do really well, and they play to what they got to play to. Their drafts are pretty decent, so I think that they're gonna move up in the rankings.
Right. I think not to disparage PVS here, but there is some there's some sus things going on with his power rankings, in my opinion. Him putting Collective Calamity below TT Passion after Collective Calamity just beat them 2-0, and then having DZG Elysium up at second, and Literal Monkeys Water down at sixth. There's a little bit of trolling going on, I feel like. But how do you feel about it, Minute Militia?
Yeah, so my big team for this group, Collective Calamity, they have a lot of kind of famous players, if you want to call it that. I think we're going to see them rise. I watched their week 1 series. I can't really remember who it was against at this point, but I remember watching Bully just have a really hard time, and I know he's a better player than that. So I expect Collective Calamity to at least be in second at the end of the season. I'm hard selling DZG. We played a good contingent of that roster in BOL last week, and I was not impressed. And I actually agree with Accelerate that Literal Monkeys is the team that would jump up into that top 4 that is not there right now. As for Red Panda seems to be kind of inflated in their record. I was looking at their game performances, and I'm surprised that they are where they are right now, but I guess I hope they can stay in the contention with DZG and Literal Monkeys, but I do think it'll be a Fever, Collective, TT Passion, and Literal Monkeys in the top 4 by the end. Rooting for Donut Shop, though. I mean, that'd be cool to get some wins there. So
I agree wholeheartedly with your top 4, as you can see by my power rankings. I think, no offense to DZG Elysium, but even though they're 2-1, they've played basically the worst teams in their division.
Absolutely.
So,
and they've been shaky in those wins as well.
Yeah, so it hasn't been exactly convincing. And Monkeys Water is literally the opposite. they've played the toughest teams in their division, and they look good in all of them. They just kind of very slightly, like very close, lose those games. So I'm expecting that to be flipped as the schedules kind of swap, right? So
they took us to game 3 yesterday, so they're definitely a solid team.
Okay.
Except for Shrouds. Shrouds leaves me on red.
All right.
Oh no.
All right. So player you want to highlight in this division? Let's hear it, boys.
You want me to go first, or you want to go first minute?
Well, you can take it first.
All right. I'm gonna go with Alor from the Donut Shop, or from Collective
Calamity. Okay.
Yeah. Alor's new. I think that he's still working on some stuff and kind of getting like the hang of competitive. But I think once he like gets his stride, he'll be really fucking good.
Okay. Minute.
I think for me, I'm gonna go with Collective Calamity, and I think it's Bully. I think Cooper and Travis for me I would describe them as known quantities. You're gonna get a lot of tanks on Cooper. You know, you're gonna get a lot of Caitlyn and lane dominant champions on Travis. But I remember Bully as a mid laner when I've played against him before, and as a hard carry, damage dealing mage mid laner. So seeing him on support will be very interesting, and I think that if he can kind of take some of those old champions and make them work in bot lane, maybe come on over to the church, Bully, and we can give you some tips on that. Then I think you'll see Collective Calamity really threaten some top level teams.
Okay.
Bully's a bad man.
All right, moving on to Division 2. Right at the top, I don't think anyone should be surprised. CB Ibiza sitting up there with their near perfect record.
I'm pretty surprised.
I did hear some rumors that they were going to have a perfect record. Didn't turn out that way. And then CGG, they're at second, also undefeated. But and then it gets a little wonky from there. We have 3 1-2 teams over a 2-1 team, and yeah, I mean we have Literal Monkeys and Ergodom tied for third. BD Ravens and ESG Evo Evergarden tied for 5th. Eden's Cherry Blossoms at 7th, and Shogun Warriors Gold in 8th. Guys, how do you feel about us putting 3 1-2 teams over the 2-1 Evo Evergarden?
I can start this one off, and I just want to point out, there were rumors last week about our undefeated season, and they were greatly exaggerated, as you guys found out. I'd like to personally throw spite at Ivar for setting these impossible to achieve conditions for our team, and therefore reducing the morale and resulting in a game 1 loss. As for the state of the group overall, I think that having Evergarden that low is fair. I mean, it's unfortunate to say, but their strength of schedule isn't there, and their performance in their loss was not great. And really, who are they going to pass? I think the question of Ergodom, Literal Monkeys, and BDE is interesting, but I don't really see Evo cracking that group despite their record. And I think that everybody will kind of recognize that as being the reality of the situation once we deal with them this week.
Oh, wow. Okay. Coming off a little strong there at the end.
I'm going to say something that might be a little toxic.
Okay.
I think outside of the top 2 teams in this group, the rest don't really matter. I don't think, obviously 2 other teams will make playoffs, but I don't think they're going to get far.
Yikes.
I think this is the weaker of the 2 groups.
That is, there's 4 groups.
Oh, well, then there you go.
Okay.
Well, definitely compared to the last one, this one is definitely the weaker one. But what I will say is, I think BDE is gonna overtake Ergodom. I think Evo is just gonna go downhill. I think the wins that they were gonna get, they've gotten, and from here on out, it's gonna be a bit of an uphill battle. Shogun might go victoryless, but they did pick up JJ, so maybe that helps them, but I don't really see it.
Gotcha.
That's my hot take.
I think there are people who are really on the Ergodom train right now. They had a shaky first week, and then they came out and stomped Shogun Warriors, and then they actually gave CBI a run for their money.
In game 1 they did. Let's not forget that game 2 and 3 were.
Okay, and they gave a run for their money. So I think if
but CB has Waka, and Waka's the weakest link. So
that's facts. I mean how are we going to win with that guy? Look, I'll shout out one player under God. I mean, that's Eldragon. That guy, our top laner, was put into some sort of coma state by that guy. He absolutely ran train, and but the rest of the team is not that impressive.
I think Eldragon is a female, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she.
I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
I think they made it very clear to me that they are female, just to make that clear. So just keep that in mind going forward. And then I think, did you want to highlight a player? Accelerate?
Do I want to highlight? Yeah, Ivar. Ivar promised me an undefeated series, so I'm going to have to cancel a lot of these CB Ibiza contracts after this season.
Oh.
Jeez, what?
I'm starting to admit it.
Okay.
Minute here on the chopping block.
Okay.
Not like this, bro. I mean, I'm speechless. I'm taking Walker with me.
I
think
Two for one
to
deal for
avoid
the
more drama, we're going to move straight to Division 3. All right, moving on to Division 3. Imperial Gaming at the top at 3-0, undefeated this season. Team Ambition Revolution and Island Boys tied for second. Rars Coin Flip sitting there again at fourth. Rivals in fifth. To the Moon Samath tied for fifth as well. Nameless Asylum in seventh, and Eden's Tiger Lilies down at eighth. So guys, what's the take? What's the take on these power rankings?
Let me make sure. Yep. Yeah. TA Revolution over Island Boys. I mean, didn't they just lose last week? I'd be interested to see what's going on there. You said there's a little trolling though.
You need to talk to PBS. PBS doesn't care if you beat a team or not. He will just rank you based on how he's feeling that day. So
yeah, I can respect that. I mean, he get better commit to it though.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm big on the Island Boys hype train. I want them first.
Yeah. If I had to root for one team, it's Rival for sure. I want to give them a shout out.
Okay.
I'm rooting for you guys.
All right. That's interesting. I don't think many people are talking about Rivals right now. So.
Yeah, no, most people don't, but
We're
I do.
talking about Rivals.
Yeah.
So if you're rooting for Rivals, who do they beat? Because they just.
I think they're gonna squeeze into fourth. That's kind of where I see them making it into playoffs.
You think they'll take over RAR?
Yeah. I mean, it could be anybody. I'd personally look for Deity to fall off. I mean, Rivals is inevitably going to rise, right? I mean, they talk a lot about their success in scrims, and I think that they're gonna. I think inevitably they should end up in playoffs. So I'm putting the same faith in them that they put in themselves. They're going to get into fourth.
I was literally so confused as to where you were going because I knew you were not rooting for Rivals. So I was like, what the fuck is
No, I am. I'm rooting. I've been nothing but honest this whole time. I'm genuinely rooting for Rivals. I hope that they can prove that what they say is true.
Okay.
So you guys can see it, but Minute is actually one of the biggest Rivals fans out
That's
there.
true.
Minute talks about them every day.
In his head, rent free, huh? All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So let's highlight some players from this division. Who's going to be the difference maker in this division, in your opinions?
I'm looking at Eyesight. Whenever I play against him in jungle, I'm impressed by the rest of his team. So I hope that he can catch up.
Okay.
I like Table. No particular reason other than I've known him for like 5 years. Woo Table.
Who is that?
How I Met Your Table.
How I Met You.
I think he's a sub on Imperial.
Okay, respect. Yo,
I'm waiting for him
Imperial.
to come in.
I got to shout out Imperial. My team was talking some trash to Imperial. They didn't think specifically. I've messaged Sybil this himself. I've been a fan of Sybil ever since Redemption Scion Top. If anybody remembers that years ago, I absolutely love the roster for Imperial. I like the guys on that team. And they deserve more respect than they're getting. People talk about CBI all the time, as this guaranteed favorite. And here Imperial is actually undefeated coming into week 4, right? Imperial's a really good team.
Okay.
They're quiet. They're sleeper agents.
Impressed by the rest of his team is the politest roast ever. I mean, moving on to Division 4. The last division for sophomore, sitting there at the top, no surprise, TA Gambit, tied for second, TD Harmony and Ragnarok Esports, fourth, Pink Sprouts, fifth, Legion Gaming, and tied for last, Zenigma Infinity and Washington University Green of St. Louis, not actually in Washington. So this division has 4 2-1 teams and 1 3-0 team. Because of, there's some FFs and stuff. So who do you got taking the top 4 out of these top 5?
I got TA, TD, Pink Sprouts, and Legion.
Really?
Yeah, why is
you don't have Ragnarok?
why is Legion so low in the power rankings? Am I missing something?
I got them in 4th. They've lost 2-0 to TA Gambit. They beat Washington University 2-0, and then they beat Pink Sprouts 2-0. So I got them above Pink Sprouts. I personally think they're going to take the 4th spot over Pink Sprouts, and I think that'll be the only change, to be honest. I think it'll be TAG, TD Harmony, Ragnarok, and Legion.
Oh, man, this group's hard.
Big Feathers fan. I think Feathers.
I think even
Gambit's going to be 1.
Yeah.
For sure, right? That's easy. And then I don't know about this TD Harmony team. I think we'll talk about this in predictions later. So I am taking them in their game over Legion. But, man, I feel like Pink Sprouts, Ragnarok, and Legion should be like a coin flip between each of them. And I guess to some degree it is on the power rankings. I have a really hard time picking from those 3, though.
Right. I think people have TDH and Ragnarok very high. Even though they both have an FF win, they both went 2-1 against TAG, which gives them a little bit more of a standing. If your one loss is against TA Gambit, then it's a quality loss, right? If you're familiar with like college basketball, it's one of those quality losses, right? So I think people are kind of, at least me and PVS are kind of on that train. I don't know why he has Pink Sprouts at 2. After they just,
I like the players on Pink Sprouts. They seem like good people. I see them in chat all the time. They're men of the spirit of CBIBs, I would say. So,
okay.
Is that good or bad?
Oh, I mean, it's I'm saying it as a good thing, but
okay. Any players you want to highlight before we move to junior?
My boy Feathers, always.
Okay, I don't even think he plays, but okay, interesting.
Still gonna highlight him.
Okay, minute.
See, I struggle here because realistically it should be Caxi just for jungler respect, but he doesn't play my builds, and so I kind of get mad about that sometimes. So I'm gonna give you half a shout out, Caxi. You're a good jungler, but you don't know how to build your champs. And then I'm gonna give it to Black Frost. I can't remember if we scrimmed him on a different team or not, but I do remember him having a decent scrim against Chitin, so give it to him.
Okay.
Chitin into my ARAM last night. I don't know if
he does that.
Best. I don't know.
Dude, he told us to pick Garen in BOL yesterday. It was crazy.
It was the best pick.
Okay, without predictions, any final words on sophomore?
Let's just have some fun, guys. I feel like there's a lot of animosity that goes around between teams in this league that's just not deserved. I think when it comes down to it, when you have a scrim against a team, you can be respectful. You can say GG. When you get into the post game of a lobby, you can just move on and have a good rest of your day. And really, when it comes down to it, I just think we all need to praise God a little bit more, and we'll be good to go.
Are you talking about anyone specific?
Oh no, he said for all of sophomore. He said so. I think we all need to praise some God, and maybe go to church, with a visa or something.
Okay.
I disagree with you 100%. I think there needs to be more animosity. I think that's part of the fun of it. If you're not shit talking beforehand, then you don't deserve to shit talk after. So,
right, well,
so do a lot of shit talking beforehand.
Look, animosity refugees are welcome in Ibiza, so you can come on and have a good old time with us. We don't get up we don't get up to any of that animosity stuff out here. So
no. Wholesome team that CB Ibiza.
Facts.
Okay. Now we're gonna move on to Junior Division 1. I feel bad for Castle. He's just chilling here. He's like, when's it gonna be my turn?
I'm playing Earth.
Okay, he's playing Earth. All right, Dohos, aka Stunner, from Kung Fu Cats Augusta. How have you been enjoying the junior season so far?
It's been pretty neat.
pretty interesting to see a lot of these teams. But I've been shit stomping my group, so not too much to complain
I
about.
don't know if the standings would agree with you, but I mean,
Okay.
But I like the attitude at least. So, before we get into the individual divisions, is there any team that you want to highlight that you think is besides yours, that you think is going to make it to finals? Let's say the team that plays you in finals. Who's it going to be?
Make it to finals. That's hard, but I am gonna shout out the Absolute Zero team because they absolutely made us FF at 15 in scrims. So
I heard they're scrim
um,
monsters.
they are scrim fucking demons. They
Okay.
are indeed scrim demons. Their top laner is a menace.
Okay.
I don't even know what to say about that guy. He's really toxic though. Like whole time in the alt chat, he was just saying my monitor's turned off. He's some guy.
Jeez Louise.
He was basically stomping us with his monitor turned off.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the only team that's looking pretty neat.
Okay. Well, on that note, let's move on to Division 1, where we have Dorado Gaming Sigma in first place, tied for second, Team Dusk and Shade and VBU Monster Mash. In fourth, Shadows. In fifth, Rodham Crowstorm. Sixth, Dudbro Gaming. Seventh, Mint Gaming Chip. And eighth, OMT Athena. So, with your infinite knowledge, Dohos, how do you feel about these power rankings?
I think for the most part, it's kind of right. I would not sleep on VBU Monster Mash. I heard their AC's kind of cracked. But to be honest, I don't think that Dorado team will end first at the end. They're not that good, to be honest. But I don't really know much about the rest of the teams. I heard Shadows was decent, but you have them ranked at fifth, so I don't know.
Well, they've only played. They played OMTA and beat them, which is everyone's doing that these days. They played Rodham Crowstorm and lost to them, and then they won 2-1 against Dudbro Gaming, who I think is a pretty weak team. So their schedule hasn't shown us them beating any strong teams, so I have them ranked pretty low, even though PVS has them ranked pretty high.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure who they've played.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't really know too much about the players in this group. I am surprised to see one of the OMT teams ranked the last. I thought they were predicted to be pretty good.
No, this is a pretty standard course for OMT Athena. OMT puts in usually a couple teams, and they have one good team and then one bad team, and the bad team is always Athena. So it's pretty standard stuff. So I feel like I'm blaming them, but it's just it's just a pattern. I think if they upgraded their ADC, then they might be a little bit better off. Not to highlight anyone.
Yeah, hopefully ADC's not in the chat. Sheesh. Toxic.
Okay. So you highlighted Federer. Why do you think he's the beast?
Yeah.
Why do you think he's cracked?
Well, he tried out for the team that I'm on now, and he was fucking demon. This guy was pentakillion tryouts, and yeah, he's just his mechanics are pretty good.
Okay. So that's your player you'd highlight. Okay. Who do you have taken top 4 in this group?
Top 4, I think it'll be. I think it's gonna be VBU Monster Mash, Team Dusk Shade, Dorado, and it's either Return of the Middlesex Crowstorm or Shadows. That's gonna be a coin flip for me. Have they played each other yet?
They have. Rodham Crowstorm won 2-1.
Yeah, I got them taking fourth then.
Okay, cool. And then on that note, we'll move over to Group 2, your favorite group.
My favorite group, indeed.
Where we have Ouroboros Gaming at the top spot, CB Rush in second, Nameless Empire and RPG Firefox is tied for third. Kung Fu Cats Augusta at fifth, Divine Ascension Emerald at sixth, New World Esports Henry at seventh, and Shogun Warriors at eighth. So let's hear it. Why do you think that PVS is on crack and put you all the way down in sixth?
Okay. I do not listen to a single one of PBS's predictions because this guy he literally ranks them when he wakes up and doesn't know anything about the teams. I swear that's how he ranks them. He just ranks them like complete opposite of what you rank them. Cause I have no idea, but he like smokes like every morning. I don't know. Yeah. This guy like snorts a line of coke or something. I don't know what he's on.
He's on the C9 copium. He's a C9 fan, so you get it right.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, but
I understand now.
How are you feeling about the other teams in this division? Are you feeling like any team's overrated, underrated?
Okay, I think Ouroboros is kind of overrated, and CV Rush. Ouroboros, I mean, they got an FF win. I don't remember who did they play their first 2 weeks.
Did they get an FF win?
I have to check. Yeah, they got an FF win last
DAE,
week.
Yeah, couldn't field a roster.
Yeah, and then they 2-0'd CV Rush when they had like 3 subs, and then they 2-0'd one of the other teams. Firefoxes. They 2-0'd them. So I guess that's like kind of like their only legit win, I'd say. And then they just picked up my son Ziffer. I'll have to like gap him in the jungle when we play them. But CV Rush, I think we'll just like 2-0 them this week. They lost like their starting support, and I don't think Arch is gonna play this week. So, and that's like their carry. So I think they'll just get 2-0'd, and I don't know like how well they'll do throughout the rest of the season.
Okay, so you think you're gonna 2-0 them, and then you're gonna next week you'll be like in the top 3 of the power rankings, and then you wait to week 6 where you beat OBG, and that
will be number 1.
Okay, I see.
Exactly. See, like we lost that first game just so like everyone could like underrate us because like my team they play well when they're underrated and like whenever like no one's hyping them up, but you know like we're just gonna stomp everyone now.
I think Russia's gonna bring it back. No bias.
Yeah, I think
no affiliation or anything.
I think people who sleep on Rush are making a huge mistake because even if they struggle through the regular season, there's literally so much experience on that roster. It's kind of fucking crazy. So you never doubt a Rutledge team. That team will always make playoffs. So
the thing I heard about CV Rush is that like Rutledge is like hella toxic and he's not like that good. So that's why I don't know. I'm sleeping on them. I'm gonna be sleeping on them unless they like do something amazing against us. But I'm gonna stay asleep on them.
Okay.
I do have I know I'm a sophomore here, so I'm gonna step up onto the plate with the big boys, okay? Because I've been around you guys before. Rutledge, I hear this name, I remember this guy, and for fear of giving him PTSD as to what happened last time he saw me, I won't describe the details, but I just want to say EQ season for anybody in the chat.
Did you just make a reference to EQ? What the fuck? So random. Jesus. Anyway, okay. I actually think this group is quite stacked, to be honest. I think DAE 1 and 2 is kind of like a misnomer. I think their FF makes it unfortunate, but I still think that there's 6 teams in this division that can make playoffs, and I'm surprised to see a nameless team up here because usually they kind of struggle in these leagues. They did get 2-1 by CBR, but still, they're doing pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these top 6 teams took a playoff spot. But I think Ouroboros is basically locked at this point. I think they have kind of a cupcake schedule from here on out, and they kind of lucker dogged early on in the season with the circumstances against the good teams. So I think their next test will be like KFCA, and then that's their only like real match that's left. So okay, any players you want to highlight in this division besides yourself?
I will shout out Nuffies and Kuma. They are being held hostage. I feel bad for them having to play on the teams that they're in.
Okay, what the fuck, dude?
But I will shout out also my son Ziffer. He stepped into Ouroboros team, and now I will have to make him step back out. But yeah, he'll do well. He'll do well.
Okay. All right, on that note, we'll move on to Division 3 of the Junior Power Rankings. And at the top, no surprise, OMT Kronos, the technically two-time champion. And then in second place, William & Mary Esports, also undefeated at 3-0. In third place, Iceborne Legends. Yo, Carrot and the Iceborne team at the top? Question mark? When does that happen? Fourth, No Orc Frost. Fifth, Rodham Darkwind. Sixth, Flora Eternal. Seventh, Team Ambition Valor. And eighth, your sister team, Kung Fu Cats Legio X. I think that's how you pronounce it. Not sure. But
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know either.
Actually, me and PBS are like 1, 2, 2, all the way down. We matched each other's power rankings 1 through 8. Are there any surprises or any teams you think are getting slept on or overrated?
Okay, hear me out. This is kind of a long shot, but hear me out.
Okay.
Legio X will win the division. Trust me.
That's literally.
You just have to believe. You just have to believe.
Literal crack.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Just trust me. They
don't
will
even-
make playoffs.
Is that even statistically possible?
That's not even statistically
Okay,
possible.
okay. You just have to believe. If you believe in it, it will happen. But they will come back. Don't worry. They will.
Like OMTC and William & Mary, they played this week, right? So one of them
Comp,
has to
comp rulings incoming?
Yeah,
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that has to be the only way. Is if a team gets DQ'd.
Yes. I think. Okay. On a serious note, I think William and Mary will win this week. Or even if OMTC do win, I think they'll lose to No Orc Frost. They'll lose to either one of these teams.
I don't think OMTC.
In my opinion.
I don't think OMTC drops a game. Like
You don't think so?
Like not even a single game. Yeah.
Like in this group, or do you think they'll just win like the whole league?
In the group. In playoffs, they'll drop some games, but I mean, they're definitely the favorites to win the whole thing. I don't think anybody would disagree with that because if you're not familiar with OMT Kronos, this is the old BBC roster. And,
I'll disagree.
Okay. And that team has always been stacked. So yeah, I think asking them to lose if they go 2-0 this week, yeah, they're not dropping any more games. So
You don't think so?
no.
You don't think No Orc Frost has a chance?
It's not a shot against Norg Frost. I think OMTC is just kind of completely cracked. So
Interesting.
they've been
So,
playing
who
together
do you-
for a long time. They've like win championships all the time. So yeah.
So you think like the top 4 in this group is pretty set in stone?
I think Darkwind could make a move, but it's gonna be tough for them now. I think they've lost like all the crucial head-to-heads, but they could. If Norg Frost starts like stumbling or Iceborne Legends, I think Darkwind can move in there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move up these top 4. I'm gonna say it's gonna be OMTC, W&M Esports, and then in third it's gonna be either Iceborne Legends or No Orc Frost, and then in fourth it's gonna be Legio X. Trust.
Okay.
Now remember when that happens, like
Hang on. They can't be fourth and win the division, which is
okay, you said it's statistically impossible to win, so I'll say fourth.
Okay. All right. Any players?
somebody pin it.
Yeah.
Somebody clip it.
Any players you want to highlight?
I will shout out the. Nah, never mind.
Okay, dude. All right. Kind of toxic. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna shout out my boy Haman Karn. Come on, please let that guy play fiddlesticks all season so he can like inflate his win rate and then tank out of playoffs. I'm super excited to see it. Other than that, let's move straight on to Division 4. And we have at the top Virtue Gaming Grit at 2-1. There's 5 2-1 teams in this division. Tied for second, Dorado Gaming Epsilon and Team Shadow Specters. In fourth, Absolute Zero. Fifth, Omega Gaming Unknown. Sixth, Dinglings. Seventh, Rising Tide Seagulls. And eighth, E7 Lapis. So, any teams you want to highlight in this division?
Okay, so this division I think is one of like the better divisions. But I will say that like I think the top four, like I don't think the power rankings like will be the same as like the top four that will make it in the playoffs.
Okay.
I think the four teams that will make it in the playoffs will be like VGG. I think it'll be Team Shadow or Absolute Zero at second, and then whichever one will be at third, and then Omega will be at fourth. I don't think that Epsilon team will make it into playoffs because their mid laner is like locked up by the rest of their team. They're actually like not good at all. Like no roast, still like I'm not trying to flame, but they just aren't that good. We completely stomped them in another league, like it wasn't close. But yeah,
Okay. So you think Epsilon is kind of pretending right now?
yeah. I think like if you just ban like their mid laners like Akali, then you're good because he's like absolutely cracked on Akali. But I think he's just like locked up by the rest of his team.
Okay.
Like they're holding him hostage.
I mean, I kind of agree with you. In my rankings, I have VGG first, Absolute Zero second, TSS third, and then I have Epsilon at fourth. But you say like they're going to be probably fifth, right? So
Yeah, I think Omega will definitely make it into playoffs.
okay. I mean, this is an exciting division. I mean, 5 teams at 2-1, no team undefeated. It really could be anyone's game. Okay. Any players you want to highlight?
Yeah, I will shout out Demo and Arctic, Absolute Zero's top laner. They're pretty good, both of them, and I think they will bring their teams into playoffs.
Okay. And as a final note, before we get into senior, I hope that Earth game's going well. Is there anything you want to say about the season so far for junior?
You guys need to like talk a bit more. Like it's kind of boring. You guys are like very boring. You just like play your matches and then like I need some juice. Like I need some drama.
Okay.
But all I will
Alright,
say is
how about how
like
you want drama? Come scrim a gold team and watch me gap you, and I'll give you drama and chat all you want.
Jesus.
this guy's
wait.
funny.
Minute, chill. We're respectful and humble over at Ibiza.
Sorry, I was just following your lead, Accelerate. I'm just trying to grow up.
Okay, you guys ready? You want some more drama?
Okay,
You want
wait,
some
one more
fans?
thing. One more
Yeah.
thing.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying is good luck in playoffs because once playoffs starts, Augusta will be in their final form and no one's beating us.
Okay. Just takes you 7 weeks to get in the final form. Good to know.
Yes.
All right.
And
Now, for the last division, before we get into predictions, we have our guest, Team Ambition Black Castle. How are you doing? How is the Earth game? Did you win?
Yeah, I had like 900 stacks on Nasus.
Okay, balanced champion. Very nice. So I know you're in Division 2. How have you been feeling about the season so far?
We haven't played against the other undefeated team yet, so
Oh,
we haven't
Gladiators?
played against like well, undefeated in matches or series. But one of the teams just dropped as well, so we don't play this week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or next week, rather.
One of the teams did kind of boom after starting off 0-3.
Which sucks because I can't go for player of the week 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you did pay me in advance to give you player of the week every week. So,
Yeah. Just
I'm not
throw it
gonna
in there
give you-
next week somehow.
I can't really give you a refund at this point. You kind of just stuck with it, so sorry, dude. But on that note, Division 1 at the top, we have the 3-0 Mint Gaming Mirage. Second, Return of the Middle Sticks. Third, Costa Gamers. Fourth, Akuma Blades. Fifth, E7 Seraphs. And sixth, OMT Chaos. Now, this division has 2 3-0 teams and 3 1-2 teams. And, there's 6 teams in each division and 4 of them make playoffs. So, Castle, any teams that you want to highlight in this division? Maybe who do you have making playoffs? Anything like that?
Honestly, MGM and Rodham are obvious answers.
Mm-hmm.
The only team I know of other than them in this. I believe I played against Kosa before in another league. And I know of Akuma as an org. So I would probably just give it to the ones that are already in the standings as top 4 and say Seraph's probably drops.
Okay. Even though Akuma's
But
sitting there at 2 and 4 with all of their series.
wait, who has Akuma played? Has Akuma played MGM and Rodham? Whoever hasn't played them yet or is going to drop because they will lose.
So AKM has played Rodham. They lost 2-0. They beat OMTK 2-0, and then they lost to MGM 2-0. So yeah, they only have CG and E7S left.
Yeah, and hasn't E7 only beaten OMT?
E7 has only beaten OMT, but they've played Rodham and CG. So yeah, they do still have to play MGM this week, and yeah, AKM still.
Yeah, so I'd imagine they're probably dropping. I mean, what has Kosa played? Kosa has played
E7S, Mirage, and Rodham.
Yeah, so I think E7 will drop.
Right. I think at this point, if you're 3-0, you're basically, I think you're just in playoffs at this point. So with the shortened season, right? And then from there, like, it's kind of a toss-up between the last two. So, right, because with only 2 weeks left, the worst they could finish is 3-2, right? So they can't really.
Yeah, probably Kosa and Akuma go out or make it through.
Oh, and MGM and Rodham haven't even played. So one of them is guaranteed 4 wins. So they're basically in. So, yeah, I think
MGM will probably win.
Yeah, I don't think I like Rodham, but it's hard to bet against Mirage like ever. They are our back-to-back champions. I mean, you know a little thing about being back-to-back champions, right? So, do you think that gives you like extra pressure, or do you think it just gives you a level of comfort knowing that you've won a league multiple times in a row? And thus, you will continue to win it?
For me, I don't personally think it means much, but players like my mid laner get a little nervous when there's a little bit of extra like weight on your back. So I guess it just depends on the type of person.
Your mental.
If it affects your mental or not.
Okay. Very cool. Now, any players? I know you highlighted Mirage and Rodham. Is there any players that you're very interested in seeing playing or are excited to play against, maybe in playoffs or finals or anything like that?
Steel City, because apparently he's gotten second in player stats every week. I think he just wants to be first. I think he should have it next week.
Yeah.
Just try to inflate the stats for him.
Because you will be playing. So.
Well. Oh yeah, well, I don't even know what role Steel City plays. I thought he played top, but the doc says mid.
Yeah, he's mid. No, there's two. They have like a weird, like they both like Steel City Warrior or something. It's weird.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, because I know one was complaining about playing Smite Gen at top, but the doc says he's mid. So I'm like, I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, they're a little confusing, but yeah.
All right, well, whatever one has been second place 3 weeks in a row, that guy will do well.
Okay. And then I guess, you already said who your top 4 was. So let's move on to Division 2, your division, where Team Ambition Black is in first, sitting there without dropping a game, and that will continue again this week. Glue Eaters in second, Virtue Gaming Ambition in third, New Age Esports in fourth, tied for fourth Imagine Mountain, and Nameless Frogs obviously down in sixth, as they have dropped out of the league, starting off 0-3. So, you're in playoffs. I think that's pretty obvious at this point.
Yeah.
Is there who do you have taking top 4? Because you have it's another 2 teams at 3-0 and 3 teams at 1-2.
Did New Age change their logo?
New Age Esports? I think they all they do is like change the color of it. I think it's basically the same logo every time though.
Oh, all right. I think Virtue was the closest to beating us, so I think they will for sure make it through.
Okay.
And out of Imagine and New Age, who did we play against? Whoever we played against week 2. Who did we play against week 2?
New Age.
All right, then I think they'll make it over Imagine Mountain.
Imagine Mountain. Okay. Another good note to keep in mind is that VGA does have an FF coming up, so they are technically 2-2 at this point. So they're basically kind of in as well. So you think New Age over Imagine Mountain? You played them both, right? You've played Imagine Mountain, New Age, and Ambition. Who do you think is the best team out of that? You said VGA?
Yeah, VGA for sure. Because, well, we also had to sub our support, and I believe it was that series we had to sub our support. We had a Gangplank player playing support. Game 1 we almost lost, but thankfully we just stuck him on Yumi, and I went like 13 kills on Gwen or something. And then I can't remember if game 2 was close or not.
Oh, I do remember.
I think we had like a Heckram comp, and I think they just lost to the Heckram comp if I remember correctly. Or no, Xin Zhao. It was Xin Zhao. We had like 2 supports and a Xin Zhao, and they lost that way. So yeah, I think VGA is 3rd best in our group, and then New Age is 4th best.
Okay. I do remember that game. I do remember you being on Gwen, kind of walking into 5 people with no regard for your own life and walking out with a quadra kill. So, one more question, I guess, for this group is, Glue Eaters, are they real or are they pretenders? From what you've seen so far.
I mean, they're probably a decent team. I still think, well, we should 2-0. I think we can go 10-0.
Okay.
I mean, we're already 8-0 because
we
get free wins. But
so you just gotta win 2 more, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Now, any player you want to highlight in this division?
My AD carry, all for one. He's our best player.
I did hear that. I heard that last week as well in the chat, about how he played a bunch of Seraphine, and that's why his stats look so bad, or something like that.
Yeah, no, he has underrated. He also So the thing is about us too is me, AD carry and support will run into the Nexus at the end of the game. My top and mid won't do that because they're too afraid about stats.
Oh, KDA players. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I think out of our 6 games, all for one has run into the Nexus at least 5.
Okay. I mean, that's a real player. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, he's playing Seraphine and Syndra, and I mean, teams can ban it. Like, it doesn't do anything to ban it, but that he's just going to pick another mage. We can win the league without playing an AD character bot. Unless I'm playing Gwen, then we have to.
Okay. Now, 2 more questions before we move on to predictions, just for you. 1, how does it feel to be the number 1 player in the league, stats-wise?
Oh, the stats are just funny because of people get like actually upset over them. But
True, very true.
stats-wise, I mean, my role's kind of inflated for it. Like, I'm just gonna get a lot of kills. The one stat I do find interesting that my team overall is just low in is KP. I think we're literally like 9th place in kill participation, but it's just because we're all we're just all individually better. Yeah.
I mean, you've gotten first blood in 5 out of your 6 games. You do have 1.8 assists per kill, but you also have 2.4 kills per death, which is like almost twice as much as the next team. So you're killing a lot, not a lot of assists, and maybe not a lot of deaths either. So it also doesn't hurt that you have this is insane. It doesn't hurt that you have a 5,500 gold difference at 15 average. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Probably helpful. But yeah, okay. And the last question: who's gonna see you in the finals? Because I know you're gonna pick yourself to go to the finals. So who are you gonna see in finals?
I assume the bracket works, so seed 1s are on opposite sides.
Yes.
Then Mirage.
Okay. And how is that gonna go? 3-2, 3-0, 3-1?
If there is a team we're gonna lose to, at least like lose a game or 2 games or whatever, then it'll be to them. I don't think the other teams will be a bother.
Okay.
But I don't have I've never played versus Glue Eaters in another league. I don't know if I've played against any other players. What's their roster? Glue Eaters, let's see.
Waco G, Sir Zepper, Arthur.
Yeah, I don't remember if I've played against any of these players before. But Return of the Middle Sticks. I don't know. I don't know for sure if it's the same roster, but they lost last UAL quarters, I believe, and we ended up winning. So they couldn't have been too great unless it's a different roster.
Gotcha. All right. Very cool. Now that we've heard from all of our guests about how they feel about their league so far and how they felt about the season, now it's time to move to predictions. Now, I have made my predictions beforehand, so this is your time to tell me where I'm wrong and where I'm right. So I'm going to transition over to that screen. I will start off in freshman. I have TDS beating BDE 2-1. Infinite Solo Q beating Snack Bears 2-1. Nameless Revenant losing to Hyperion Galaxy 0-2. E7 Pearl losing to Crystal Cave Gaming 1-2. Temporal Image over QG Pawns 2-1. And Zen Yu losing to 2077 1-2. So, Accelerate. How do you feel about these freshman predictions?
I think QG gets 2-0'd, not 2-1.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to win the BDE versus TDS game, but I think it's going to be a 2-0 either way. I think one team's just going to come out swinging and they're going to win both games back to back.
Okay. And that's it?
E7 is tough because of their like recent situation.
Yeah.
So that could be a 2-1 or 2-0, but I do think that Crystal Cave wins that one.
Okay.
The other ones I agree with you for.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And we 2-0 Zenigma. Come on.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I don't think so.
Hey, listen, so we have a mid laner that actually plays mid lane champions. It's free. It's free.
Yeah, they've got a completely cracked jungle mid for IBS. I think it'll be close. I still give you the nod though, because you do have the prodigy in the jungle. So,
true.
The 13-year-old prodigy, Mr. Tafiki. All right. Moving on to sophomore. I won't say everyone's name because it's just going to take too long. But TDS 1-2 to ZenS. Fever 2-1 over TT Passion. That just happened. So that's confirmed. I'm gonna say.
Okay, but was that your prediction, or was that?
It was my prediction. Okay? I mean, are you gonna know if it's my prediction?
Good job. No, good job.
Okay, good.
You're on top of it.
DZG 0-2 to Monkey's Water. CC Collective Calamity 2-0 over Red Panda. EDNC 2-1ing Shogun Warriors Gold. The BDE Ravens 2-1ing Monkey's Grass. CBE Biza 2-0ing Evo Evergarden. Ergonum 2-1ing Clown Gaming Gotham. That's my hot take of the week.
Yeah, I was just saying, my eyes lit up there.
Imperial Gaming 2-0ing Rival. Island Boys 2-1ing RAR. To the Moon 2-0ing EDNT. Team Ambition Revolution 2-0 over Nameless Asylum. Pig Sprouts is getting an FF. LG Legion Gaming 2-1ing TD Harmony, which I think is extremely important for playoffs. Team Ambition Gaming 2-0 over Zenai, and Ragnarok Gaming 2-0 over Washington University in St. Louis, not Washington. How are you feeling about these sophomore predictions?
There's two main themes here. There's one theme in one specific game that we already talked about in brief that we'll obviously go in, I guess, probably in depth here. I have Monkey's teams doing better than you in general. I have Monkey's Water. Oh, no, you have them 2-0. Okay, I have Monkey's Water 2-1, and then on the other end, I have Monkeys beating BDE. So I guess we're about even on it. But I do have Monkey's Grass beating BDE as a kind of separation from you. And then the biggest one is Clown Gaming. I think they're gonna stomp.
Oh, really?
Earth.
You think they're gonna stomp? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Earth was that good. I kind of hinted at this earlier. I think they're a fine team. I think actually Earth can make playoffs, but I think CGG is I've played against a lot of the players on that team before, so it's going to be biased or whatever, but I think they're going to actually be competitive in the playoffs, semifinals team, maybe even finals if, something goes well for them. I don't see that out of got him. I think CGG will kind of show that our weakness last week was a temporary thing, and that the top teams in that division are what they look like, and kind of settle themselves into second.
Okay. I thought you were going to speak up on the rivals getting 2-0'd by Imperial Gaming here.
Oh, I mean,
since you're such a big fan of them.
Oh, I'm a huge fan, and they're.
I'm
a bigger fan of Imperial. That's all. I'm just a. Oh, okay. I really like Imperial.
Yeah, but how is Imperial doing in scrims?
Oh,
there you go.
Who knows? Who knows? We all know how well Rival's doing. So that's what's important.
Okay.
I think Island Boys 2-0 is RAR.
Really?
That's my hot take.
2-0?
2-0.
I mean, it's feasible. I think RAR is like, I know RAR is RAR, right? But this team feels pretty decent. This RAR team, as opposed to normally in RA, they kind of just like sit at the bottom.
To me, this team seems very coin flippy.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't land, it doesn't land.
Well, it's a Doki team, so Doki's not going to take Flash. And if he gets punished for it...
Whoa, stop leaking strats, bro.
Yeah,
what the hell, man?
Sorry.
Is Peter on this roster?
Is who on the roster?
Peter Griefer? Is he on this roster?
He is.
If they swing out any games, it's off of his back.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
If Peter Griefer's playing Karthus, the game might look a little interesting. He did recently get comparable for abusing a bug with Karthus.
Oh, really? Oh, come on. Tisk, Peter Griefer.
I'm sorry, Peter. I had to expose you like
it's
that.
Okay. He doesn't need the bugs. He'll win without them.
Well, I mean, that's a story for another time, because that was a very interesting situation. But moving on to Junior.
Could I give a shout out real quick before I go? Because
No.
I have to skedaddle out of here.
No, you can't. Sorry.
Oh, shit, man.
Okay, fine. What is it?
Okay. Look. There's been a lot of stuff going on, in chat and the news. I just want to, there's somebody I like to read about and I like to talk about a lot. We talk about church for IBs, and I just want to say he did it. The Mad Lad actually did it. He sacrificed himself and saved humanity. Thanks, Jesus. And at that, I know CBI Ibiza, I know what they're all saying. Based, it's based all right. It's based on the word of God. And that's the church for you guys. So you guys have a great evening.
Okay. All right.
Preach.
Anyway, Stunna. Moving on to Junior
Yes.
picks. I got Shadows 2-0ing Mint. Dorado Gaming Sigma 2-1ing Dead Bro Gaming. Rodham Crowstorm 2-1 over VBU Monster Mash. TDR 2-0 over OMT Athena. OBG 2-0 over Nameless Empire. DAE 2-1 over New World Henry. CBR 2-1 over KFCA. I'm sure you'll disagree with that one. Firefoxes 2-0 over Shogun. Iceborne 2-1ing Rodham Darkwind. Kronos 2-1ing William and Mary. No Orc Frost 2-0 over TAV. Flora Eternal 2-1 over KFC Legio X. Omega Gaming 2-0ing RTS. Team Shadow Spectres 2-1ing over Dinglings. Virtua Gaming Grit 2-0 over E7L. And Absolute Zero 2-1 over Doge. So, what do you agree with? What do you disagree with?
I think that VBU will win. I don't know if it'll be 2 or 2-1. I just think they'll win. I think Nameless Empire, I think it is, or will beat Ouroboros. I think they'll actually 2-0 them. I think DA will 2-0 New World. I think we will 2-0 CV Rush.
2-0. Okay.
Yeah. And I think that Absolute Zero will 2-0 Doge.
Okay.
And I think Legio will get their first one 2-0.
Okay. I think if out of all the things you said, I think that's the most reasonable.
Wait, what?
I think Legio can beat FE. I think that's possible.
You don't think
I don't think
us 2-0ing CV Rush is reasonable?
I don't think you could 2-0 them. I think you could beat them. I don't think you could 2-0 them.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't think VBU will beat a Return of the Middlesticks?
I think Crowstorm is pretty good. And so I'm excited to see how that goes. And Kenrick, how are you going to say I'm doubting you? I literally said you won in the predictions. That's like just a bad take. What the fuck? I think Crowstorm is like the better Rodham team, and I think they'll take that win. I think it'll be really close. So, okay, last but not least, the senior predictions. There's only 5, but we have to cover them all. I have Costa Gamers beating AKM 2-1, Rodham 2-0ing OMTK, Mirage 2-0ing E7S, VGA 2-1ing New Age Esports, Glue 2-winning Imagine Mountain, and then TAB 2-0ing Nameless. I think I'm going to get that one right. But, Castle, how do you feel about these predictions? Anything you would change personally?
VGA 2-0, Glue 2-0.
Okay, that's it?
Yeah.
So you think Costa's going to beat AKM, and then I think the other ones are kind of obvious, though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I think that will cover everything. Is there any final thoughts that you guys want to give?
Nothing from me.
Okay.
Nothing from me.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining us this week, and look forward to seeing you, starting tomorrow when we do our freshmen, and see you again next week on Thursday again for this talk show. So, thank you guys for coming, and have a good night.